He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weigh in at 170 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, USA, presenting the former UFC welterweight champion and the #2 ranked welterweight contender in the world, Ruthless Robbie Lawler!
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We're going to keep this clean. Touch gloves and let's do this.
It is upon us. Robbie Lawler. Rafael dos Anjos. How about the warm embrace for Lawler here in Winnipeg? He wins tonight. He might get a statue outside this arena. He wins tonight.
They love him, man. Everybody feels the same about Robbie Lawler. It's universal respect. One thing I see right away is Robbie Lawler really trying to stay within himself, stay calm, took it all in when he walked to the octagon, but he's got this real calm demeanor about him tonight as he steps to the octagon against Rafael dos Anjos.
Lawler 4-1 in 5-round fights. His striking rate actually goes up in the 5th round. Certainly a feather in his cap. Southpaw versus southpaw here. Lawler hasn't fought a lot of southpaws in his career. Johnny Hendricks, the last one that comes to mind.
Right away, I said I thought we would see Dos Anjos going forward, and Robbie Lawler actually came and took the center of the octagon and started backing Dos Anjos out. Wrong much, DC.
Dos Anjos able to get that kick just underneath that left elbow of Robbie Lawler.
Those leg kicks of Rafael dos Anjos are so powerful, and he can kick both sides. He can go to the outside leg kick with the southpaw, and he's also very good at digging that other side to the body.
Big shots landed on both sides there, I thought.
Lawler just landed a really nice, clean right hook in there in that exchange.
And you see the respect Dos Anjos has for that Lawler power. Immediately spins and covers up. Nice advance with that left hand by RDA.
RDA always does a really good job of keeping his head moving, man. You see it always kind of going up, down, side to side, and it never goes in a pattern. He's just always been one of the best fighters to watch in terms of movement and just pure striking, power striking. He's taken that Brazilian Muay Thai style and adjusted it to where it's not as traditional as some of the other Brazilian fighters. But Robbie's moving forward, setting traps there. Right in RDA's face. Another one of those leg kicks, and that one kind of hurt him. That's 3 big leg kicks, very low. Robbie's gonna have to check those. Again, they're swelling on that outside leg already.
Yep. 2 minutes gone by. Nice stick and move there by Dos Anjos. Now Lawler presses forward. Good combination by Robbie. And a little clash of heads there as Lawler works his way inside.
Another one of those outside kicks by Dos Anjos into the Muay Thai clinch. Robbie needs to clear that. Good body work by RDA.
Dos Anjos, an 8-point striker. Nice knee to the body there.
Imagine how strong RDA, who's gone up in weight, has to be to do that to Robbie Lawler. Robbie needs to go to an underhook here. Back on that outside kick.
Dos Anjos, former Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion. Black belt, lands the right hand there.
Another one of those leg kicks, man. Those leg kicks are going to really... Oh, body kick by Dos Anjos.
Lawler, the more prolific knockout artist on paper. 20 of his 28 career wins by knockout or TKO.
Find that left hand, Rob. Find that left hand, it's lazy jab. Find that left hand, Rob.
Find it.
Find that left hand.
Throw your knees here too. That's it, Robbie. Throw your knees.
Head position.
Nice.
Use your head.
Use your knees.
Kami Barzini, Henry Hoof front and center there in the corner of Robbie Lawler.
Yelling out instructions, telling Robbie, use his own knees too. I think the more pressing issue here for Robbie Lawler is to make sure he checks those outside kicks. Now Dos Anjos is really starting to get reactions from Robbie every time he throws that right leg kick.
some sort of cut or blood coming from behind that left ear. Is the cauliflower ear burst maybe? I'm not sure.
Yeah, when you're getting punched in your cauliflower ear by Robbie Lawler, it is going to burst, and it seems as though he's landed one there. But every time they go into the clinch, Robbie starts to press into RDA, and RDA actually goes to the Muay Thai clinch. Now, he can land knees and kicks there, but also just that action of pulling down on the head starts to wear on you as the fight goes longer. But as you said earlier, Robbie gets stronger as you get into the 4th and the 5th round of his fights.
Right. And that was a fact that Dos Anjos was acutely aware of. He said he's certainly dangerous and comes hard early, but his power's there in round 5. So Dos Anjos understood what he was up against over 25 minutes tonight. Lawler lands the knee to the body. Champ.
Lawler was doing some good work along the fence there. He got some really good work done there. Nice job by Robbie Lawler, right in his face.
Final seconds of the round. Both fighters had their moments. We're right back.
Ok. Ei, você viu? Só que é o seguinte, quando você fizer esse joelho, você tem que fazer esse joelho para furar ele. Segura ele firme, faz de esquerda, faz de perna esquerda.
Fake,
você viu que tá
go to the
funcionando,
left side,
tá?
that's working.
Vai com calma.
Go easy, take your time.
Lower captain. So now put your leg outside a little bit so he cannot get you there. Yeah, he's going to go on the outside leg, remember?
When he misses with that left, come back with your own, Rob. Pressure. Hey. Pick up.
Immediately following the main event, don't miss a recap of all of tonight's action from Winnipeg on the FS1 UFC Fight Night post-fight show. It also streams live on Fox Sports Go. All right, second round forthcoming here. Rafael Dos Anjos in yellow, Robbie Lawler in black. Surprised at all that they didn't ice that lead leg of Robbie Lawler? I know you pointed me to it immediately after the round.
I was hoping to see them go in there and actually ice that leg. And Henry Hoop is very aware. He said, Robbie's going to throw the outside leg kick. Just turn your foot a little bit. Now Robbie has him trapped, and he's fighting with some urgency. Oh, nice job by him. Oh, both of these guys are letting him go. This is vintage Robbie Lawler. Because look at the bruising on the right leg of Robbie Lawler. But this is vintage Lawler, getting there and really turn this into a all-out brawl.
Total strike, slight advantage. Rafael Dos Anjos. Lawler really loading up here early round 2.
Lawler's always done a very good job of using that right hand and throwing it as a jab and like an uppercut. He's really good with that. Lawler has a really, really good right jab. Dos Anjos doing a good job of mixing up both sides of the body too though. Outside leg kick, other side body kick.
Back to the center of the octagon now. Dos Anjos with the head movement. Having a hard time finding the range, though, here in this second round.
Yep, and Lawler's moving his head and doing a good job. From that first sequence where they just kind of really went at it, now you see him kind of settle into the flow of the fight now, just setting the flow of this round. I feel like we're going to have different flows to every round between these two.
Ooh, big left hand for Dos Anjos, following it up here. Lawler wobbled a bit.
It looked like RDA went to the body there a little bit. Oh, nice double knee. Oh, body shot. Body shots are hurting.
Dos Anjos mixing it up beautifully here.
The body shots are hurting. These head punches suck, but it's the body. Watch when he goes to the body. Those are the ones that get a reaction. He's got to be careful here. Look at the body shot. He's going to punch himself out. Robbie Lawler is so tough. Look at that.
Wow.
Robbie's smiling. Robbie's smiling. Now here comes Robbie.
2.5 minutes to go in round 2, and yeah, don't be surprised to see Lawler now throw a bomb of his own as he works Dos Anjos back to the fence. Takedown attempt. Lawler right back up.
Now here comes Lawler going forward.
And you wonder what type of toll that output could take on Dos Anjos moving forward. Lawler doing a really nice job rolling with those strikes there up against the fence and minimizing the damage.
Now you see Dos Anjos looking for a moment to breathe, but Robbie's right back in his face.
Lawler's strength and conditioning coach Brian Harris really put him through the ringer, so both of these athletes in peak physical shape coming in here tonight. Dos Anjos wisely back to attack in the lower half of that lead leg.
They trade jabs. And look at Robbie Lawler, just a workman-like forward pressure, touching him, just trying to keep him working. Now he'll let his hands go a little bit as they get to the fence. But RDA is such a fighter that when he gets hit, he starts to let his big punches go too.
Right. Nice knee to the body there from Lawler, follows it up with a beautiful jab. Under a minute here to go in round 2 of a possible 5.
That jab of Lawler now is starting to find his home. Big outside leg kick again by RDA. Oh.
I'm being told that Dos Anjos exchange was 23 seconds.
Of just flat out throwing. 23 seconds of just punching. That takes a lot out of the gas tank of anybody, regardless of the type of shape that you're in. And now he's got Robbie Lawler hanging on him, kneeing him, punching him, and just making him work. So even if that big explosion may have won RDA a round, Robbie Lawler seems to be in better position now as the fight gets longer because the cardio seems to be a little bit better right now.
All right, 10 minutes in the can. We're back in 30 seconds.
Punches that RDA threw in that sequence.
And he went to put his hands on his knees after the round, but felt like that was not a visual he wanted to give to the other corner, so he quickly thought better of it, and Lawler actually managed to smile on his stool. The message from Henry Hooft partially not revealed because he didn't want us to hear it, but he wants Lawler to attack the body here early round 3.
Yes, because as your opponent starts to tire, you start to get in that body. You start to dig in the body. You start to make him, it changes the breathing pattern, right? And only one big body shot could be all it takes to finish the fight. So when you start to get a guy tired, you start really getting to the body. Dig to the body, Robbie Lawler's corner saying. There he is, and he's listening.
Level change by Dos Anjos here.
Great level change. He's got his hands locked, sets Lawler down. He's going to start to use his right leg to try to circle and gain dominant top position on Robbie Lawler here. But look at Robbie. Veteran move.
Yes.
Sliding his back to the fence. RD has to scoop the legs out here or circle to one side to get Lawler off the fence.
This is the first takedown landed on 3 attempts for Rafael Dos Anjos. Let's see what he can do with it here. About a minute gone by in this 3rd round.
And that's not an easy feat to accomplish. Robbie Lawler is very difficult to take down.
John Anik, Daniel Cormier on hand. This is Fox UFC Fight Night. You are watching the main event between welterweight contenders and former UFC champions Rafael Dos Anjos, Robbie Lawler. Big 2nd round for Dos Anjos and looking to add to it here in round 3 as Lawler gets back to his feet.
Good job by Robbie actually using the right underhook to get his back off the side of the fence and put RDA back in that defensive position. Now, 2 minutes of top control for RDA. Robbie has to get back to work now. Short elbow on the inside from Dos Anjos. Robbie's doing a good job of controlling posture with his head, really leaning into Rafael Dos Anjos, making him carry weight, pushing back into him, not allowing him any space to breathe.
Few guys are going to be able to keep up with the pace over 25 minutes that either of these guys set. Lawler ripping the body now.
Earlier in the fight, you saw Lawler just really defending the Muay Thai clinch, trying not to let anything land clean. But now that he senses Dos Anjos is a little bit tired, as soon as Dos Anjos goes to the Muay Thai clinch, Robbie starts to punch and dig to the body, which is very important, especially after Coach Hoof has been asking him for.
Slight advantage on the clinch strikes for Rafael Dos Anjos. Can you speak to just how exhausting this work is in the clinch?
Oh my goodness, when you're pressed up against the side of the octagon with an opponent that's as skilled as these two men are, and they're punching those little short punches, grabbing you, underhooking you, leaning on you, it is exhausting. It's hard to really train for these positions. I know people prefer you out in the middle of the octagon, but if you're Robbie Lawler and you're trying to accomplish emptying the gas tank of Rafael Dos Anjos,
right,
this is the best way to do it.
And there's a lot of intricate maneuvering that happens in the clinch. You see, though, total strikes. Robbie Lawler has certainly closed the gap here in this third round.
Yeah, he's working well against the side of the octagon. Now, Dos Anjos did have the takedown early in this round, so with a little bit of top control. So this is a very close round. A lot of times I consider this clinch position where you got your opponent against the side of the back. Oh, like you're winning. Oh, elbow landed there by Dos Anjos. Elbow landed. Short elbow on the inside hurt Robbie Lawler really bad.
Lawler again leaning on that veteran savvy, trying to control posture here. If you're Dos Anjos, do you even think about letting him get back up or no?
No, you control the end of this round if you're Dos Anjos.
Yeah.
Because again, that's 2 takedowns in this round, and it may have been a push in there, but that's 2 takedowns in this round in a very close round. With you finishing the round on top, we may be looking at 3 rounds to 0 right now, Rafael Dos Anjos.
Oh, huge elbows from Dos Anjos. Lawler hanging tough as usual, but Dos Anjos with his top pressure game on point here. Nice job by Dos Anjos to continue to control Lawler here.
Another big elbow by Dos Anjos. And as Robbie was trying to use the underhook to control, Dos Anjos cross-faced him, got his back flat on the mat. Great end to the round by Rafael Dos Anjos. Hoof asked him to. And then from here, Dos Anjos hits him with a little bit of a left hook and then pushes him down. And then Robbie just accepts the bottom position, and then RDA gets off some real good ground and pound. So in a very close round, in the end of the judge's memory, is RDA on top, landing ground and pound. This is a very close, every round's been close so far.
Now you heard that conversation, at least partially, with Robbie Lawler and Henry Hoof. Not sure if he's dealing with a knee injury of some kind, but Henry asked him if it was okay, and he said no, it got caught up. We'll see. We'll certainly keep an eye on that as we have hit this 4th round of a possible 5 in our Fox UFC Fight Night main event.
2 big right body kicks by Rafael Dos Anjos to start that round.
Ooh. Looks like there is some swelling around that right knee of Robbie Lawler, but nothing too pronounced.
I think a lot of that is from those kicks.
Yes.
I mean, he's taken a number of those outside low kicks from RDA. You know how powerful a guy Rafael Dos Anjos is, and he's taking multiple kicks like that. It's surprising that Robbie is actually still able to move forward with the pressure that he's fighting with after taking so many punches or kicks like that. Now in this position, Henry Hoof asked Robbie, he said, disengage with your hooks. Don't stay in there just throwing those tight punches. Let's see if Robbie listens to the advice of the corner.
Well, the leg kicks have certainly been a big part of the narrative in this one. 15-1 in favor of Dos Anjos.
Robbie's really having some trouble with his legs. That jab there just kind of made him stagger a little bit.
Yeah, he's having a hard time putting pressure on that leg.
Having a hard time really putting pressure on that leg. And Dos Anjos is going to kick it. Look at the swelling and the bruising on that right leg. In these positions where Dos Anjos body shot.
Pretty good answer there by Lawler.
Yes. Because Robbie Lawler is a fighter. It does not matter how he's feeling. He is going to give you 110% every single time.
Last thing he's ever looking for is a way out, and thus his fan base has continued to swell in a pro career that dates to 2001. Under 3 minutes here to go in this 4th round.
Oh, good knee by Dos Anjos. Both of these guys seem to get stronger as the fights go on, and now Dos Anjos is the one that's actually taking the fight to Robbie Lawler. So it looked like Dos Anjos is really going to struggle after round 2, and now it's changed, right? He's able to secure top position in the last round, and now he's able to put Lawler against the side of the fence to start round 4.
Lawler, Dos Anjos feints. Lawler perhaps looking to set up a counter here.
Well, I think he has to, because he's having trouble walking forward, and he can't take many more kicks to the outside of that leg. Look at that, every time. Every time. He can't take many more, so he has to be going backwards where it's easier to check. Oh, nice straight left by Dos Anjos.
A nice head movement, too. I mean, he is bobbing and weaving.
It's not on the line, Jay. It's always kind of just going a little bit.
Yep.
Just enough that when you punch to a spot, it's not there anymore.
See if Dos Anjos goes back to the elbow. There it is. And I guess if you're Robbie Lawler, at least this limits how much he has to move with the back up against the fence.
Oh, there you go. If you're Robbie Lawler, you got to go forward and let everything fly now. Because the more you set back, the more RDA is going to pressure you. Throw off his combinations that end with those kicks.
And now Dos Anjos starting to pull ahead in terms of the total strikes. Less than a minute here, round 4. These clinch exchanges continuing to define this 4th round. Dos Anjos largely has led this part of the dance, though.
I mean, this has been easily the most defined round of the fight, because RDA has controlled this fight in the 4th round, and his cardio seems to be holding up a little bit better than Robbie Lawler right now.
And it's going to be interesting to hear that Lawler corner if we do get to this 5th round. He's having a real hard time putting any weight on that lead leg. Flying knee from Dos Anjos, followed up by an elbow. 20 minutes down, potentially 5 to go.
Eu não quero briga não, hein?
I don't want you to fight like crazy. Do it right.
So it appears as though it's actually the left leg of Robbie Lawler that's giving him problems.
I mean, with all the damage that he's taken to the right leg, he said that something odd happened when they fell to the ground. It's going to take a big round for Robbie Lawler. I feel like he's behind on the scorecards here. And to start the round, he starts to go forward. I mean, that was a jab that really staggered Robbie Lawler.
You certainly laud the toughness of Robbie Lawler.
Yes.
Fighting on about half a leg right now.
But he'll never go anywhere.
Right.
He's too tough. He'll never give up on himself because he believes in himself and believes in his power. He's one of the better champions we've seen in a really long time. He's one of the most exciting fighters we've ever seen in the octagon. Robbie Lawler will never quit. But RDA is putting on a masterful performance right now.
Dos Anjos drops for a takedown here. Lawler just controlling posture here.
But I mean, that's almost like helping Robbie, right? Because he can hardly stand on the legs.
Yeah.
So by taking him down, you give him a chance to, I mean, I don't know what he's going to do from this position because, as I said, Robbie has not attempted a submission in 12 years.
Right.
But it gets him off of his feet where he's even struggling to stand up.
And Dos Anjos just appealed to Herb Dean to stand the fighters up. Herb wasn't having it. About 3.5 minutes to go in this 5th and final round. Dos Anjos unofficially 2 for 5 on his takedown attempts. And now Herb Dean chooses to stand the fighters up. And once again, RDA right back into the pocket off of that left hand.
Right into the clinch. Back on the legs. Changing positions. Robbie Lawler has had to fight the last 3 rounds with his back against the side of the octagon because of whatever injury or leg damage he's dealing with. And Rafael dos Anjos has taken control of this fight.
Gotta think there's some risk management, though, if you're Rafael dos Anjos seemingly sitting on a lead here.
Oh, you gotta be careful, because like I said, Robbie Lawler can finish a fight anytime. I remember when he knocked out Melvin Manoff. His legs were destroyed. Yeah. Manoff got overzealous and got knocked out. So there is no place that you're comfortable with Robbie Lawler.
Oh, dos Anjos landing some clean shots now.
But I mean, how good is Rafael dos Anjos?
Right.
My goodness.
Incredible. Well, and he always said, I did what I had to do to become the UFC lightweight champion, but oftentimes he felt like he had a hard time competing at the weight, right? It's one thing to make it, another thing to compete at the weight.
Yes.
And clearly this move to welterweight has paid major dividends for the former lightweight king.
I mean, he is fighting a guy, Robbie Lawler, that's put on some of the best championship performances we've ever seen. And as this fight has gone long, he has dominated. And Robbie Lawler is a guy that has been known for his cardio as fights go longer. And dos Anjos has been the one that's actually set the tempo in round 4 and round 5.
Lawler with a little flurry there, but not much doing. And I'm sure a lot of fans were wondering how that output in round 2 would affect dos Anjos, but seemed to recover pretty quickly. And he has largely dominated these championship rounds.
He got a second win towards the end of round 3. And then in round 4 and 5, he's been pretty dominant.
Dos Anjos with a quick check on the clock. It reads 1 minute and 10 seconds to go. And finally, a speck of blood to the right of the eyebrow of Robbie Lawler, courtesy of one of those dos Anjos elbows in the clinch. Flying knee again.
Double knee. He's done that on multiple occasions. He's gotten closer and closer to landing. But even that, John, even that takes effort to throw that strike at the end of the 5th round.
Dos Anjos has thrown nearly 400 strikes, and he's landed 232 of them. Lawler rips the body here. 30 seconds now to go. We'll see what Lawler can muster up here down the stretch. But dos Anjos, DC, staying heavy in that clinch and staying active.
And just working. I mean, working from the start to the finish. I mean, that's what you want to see. Rafael dos Anjos got the lead and didn't rest, right? He just kept going and kept fighting.
So Robbie Lawler and Rafael. All right, back live in Winnipeg. The main event goes the distance. Bruce Buffer now with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score the contest 50-45 for the winner by unanimous decision, Rafael dos Anjos.